A lot of it is about education, which is very hard because I don't think people understand the context in which we live our lives. And there's a lot of mythology. One of my pet peeves is when people say that we're living in the age of urbanization in cities. In fact, we're not. We're actually, I would say, de-emphasizing urban environments and rural environments, and we're living in intensely suburban, low productive environments with extraordinarily large houses and transportation that is extremely inefficient in both the amount of fuel it takes and the amount of land it takes. So if you go back to 1926 as a baseline, when we first started sort of the electricity and oil economy, by the time I was born in '57, our population had doubled, our CO2 emissions had doubled in 1956 and 1926, our energy had just more than the use per person had just doubled, and our GDP had tripled. If you go to 2006, our population is 4 times as much, our CO2 emissions are 6 times as much, our energy consumption per person is 8 times as much today, and our GDP growth is extraordinary. It's 18 times what it was. But that 8 times as much energy as our parents has a lot to do with our appliance, land, road-intensive infrastructure. And that's the intergenerational imbalance. That's why we cannot use 8 times as much energy as our grandparents and about 6 times as much energy as our parents. I think we can be sustainable. That level of consumption is destroying the planet, and that has a lot to do with our urban form, or the lack of urban form, it's urban form.
Sure, maybe just a couple of points, I guess, is that around the question of sustainability in Canada at the moment, we're a country with aging infrastructure, aging buildings. Ontario has the oldest average age building in Canada. And we have an infrastructure deficit, I think, that increases because our infrastructure is just getting to that point. And so to make impact on climate change or emissions, those kinds of things, our biggest challenges in our existing communities. And I think community revitalization is at the heart of our sustainability challenge in Canada today. And therefore, why this project is in that context kind of meaningful, I think, is that it's about taking an old thing and making it new again. And that's what we have to do a lot of that. And we have to do it smartly. And we probably have to do it on depending on a whole lot of people participating and taking stewardship of something, and then really owning it, and then it's truly sustainable. And so I think this project has elements of all of those things. Great.